Well, today is a beautiful day. I mean, we're in the early phases of Christmas. However, I think one of the things I need to say before I say it, I actually need to accommodate the fact that Earth wants me to not forget to enunciate that the sun's out. Hello. Hi, y'all. The sun wanted to be present in you guys' day. Why? Because the sun doesn't always get to come out, if that's what you need to know. I mean, is that what you want them to know? She says you're paying attention. That's all she cares about. I need to say something on my behalf. Everybody has their own opinions about me, but one of the things I don't have is an opinion of myself. And the reason I don't have an opinion of myself is because through all the things that I've been through, everything that I've gone through, everything that I've transcended through, comprehended, transitioned, transcended, however you want to state it, I have not given myself the ability to just enjoy who I am, who I'm meant to be, and be myself, not beat myself. Like, I psychologically beat myself up a long time. It's kind of what made me who I am, and I make no apologies for it, nor do I actually pinpoint any further blame towards anybody. I'm proud of who I am. I love being me, and if you've got a problem with that, that's not my issue, that's yours. That being said, I have quite a few individuals who I need to thank for that, but I can't thank them enough because to enunciate their names would not amount to appreciating them as much as is needed to be. So, with all due respect, I appreciate everything you've been doing for me, everything you've done, everything that you've desired or, pushed or coaxed or whatever you have actually done towards helping me become who I'm meant to be. Even in the negative, I need to appreciate that from you. Not because I want to, but because maybe if I appreciate the simple fact that everything that I went through has made me who I am and who I'm meant to be, maybe you'll self-humiliate, self-humble, self-responsitate, and self-discipline into who you're meant to be through that process of acknowledging your wrongs. Why would I want you to do that? Well, Earth wants me to tell you that the only reason that she goes through constant changes is because she's believed that she has to in order to get rid of all the negativity that's been placed upon her or placed into her or what has been let into her by you guys needing to use her as your backbone when you were weak. And there's nothing wrong with that. She appreciates the fact that you give it to her. That way she can filter it and give it to Jesus. And in the event that Jesus can't take care of it, I am there for him, being the fact that God has stood down and stands down and has bowed down only to me for one simple reason. God didn't have a parent to tend to his needs. God didn't have a parent to teach him how to be a man. God didn't have everything he needed. Therefore, how was he supposed to know that he was wrong in giving his only son rather than himself through the process of time? So that being said, God is in his own vacationing phase of complete understanding of self. Let him have that time. Jesus is no longer stressed out because I actually got through my fasting, of which I did for him, and it did kind of put me, I was very frail after it, but I tend to fast quite often. Don't freak out, I know what I'm doing. But that being said, the earth has made a decision not to fast, yet to constantly change and evaluate herself. It's like a mirror effect. Your features change through time as you age and get older and more wise and grow through wisdom. She chooses not to age now that she's an adult. She chooses not to age now that she's a woman. She chooses to just transition into what's needed for the time frame of which she has to deal with herself and her inconsistencies and her insecurities and her hatred towards all y'all for everything that you've done, when maybe the real reason that you've done what you've done is because you didn't either have a parent to raise you, you didn't raise yourself through having the parenting that you did and you were blessed with, or simple fact, she's trying to cognate that she has to actually change. She has to actually give a crap about y'all, even though she hates how y'all treated me. That is a transition she's going through, which is probably one of the reasons why her weather is going into a different pattern than most normal. You call it regional patterns, whatever you call it. She is transitioning, she's changing, she is psychosocially working on who she is. The only difference is that y'all cut her without blessing her first. You don't thank her, you don't put her in a position of understanding, you just tell her she's nothing to you. When you don't pray, no, when you don't say prayers, let me clarificate that. When you don't say prayers over the food that you eat that Jesus has allowed her to bless you with because of the power of which has been invested in me, to give Jesus a break and to tell God he does not have to do this on his own. You think I'm crazy. That's your opinion. However, it's like everybody says the earth is round or the earth is flat. Actually, it's not. It's a sphere. And the earth is a sphere for a reason. The earth is considered to be the Holy Trinity with the moon and the sun. However, the earth is in the center. And the reason the earth is in the center is because the earth needs somebody to keep her safe. Needs to keep her knowing that she's loved. Needs to keep her knowing that whether she is well kept, upkept, she's emotionally sane. It can cognate that she can let things go, which is why you see in the fall she flushes. No, she doesn't flush. She flitters. Like, she flicks. She's like Tinkerbell. She flicks the gold off of her. Not because the gold is wrong, but she's got to have the ability to give everybody a chance to enjoy the gold, of which is truly the blessing. The photosynthesized pieces and embarkment of who she is. That's why her leaves change. That's why her branches fall. That's why all these things change. Is she's trying to get you to realize that it's okay to change who you are, but not change who you are into who you're not meant to be. That being said, let me try to regurgitate this appropriately. I am the bottom of the triangle in which she's in, as the person who holds the podium up for her to be in the center. Why? Not because she needs to be cut, not because she needs to change, because she needs to be able to have a mirror that allows her to show herself her beauty, because her self's beauty doesn't always get to show on the outside. She needs a little bit of help with that, whereas opposed to y'all need a little bit of help with the beauty that's inside you. That being said, I'm on the bottom of that triangle. The sun and the moon are on top. See, I'm holding it all together. I have no fucking idea how, but it must be because the individuals of which I've shared my womb with, who are blessed, and if you don't agree with this, that's your choice, but I believe this. If you were blessed enough to be a part of me by presenting yourself in my womb, by being choiced by the ancestors, which were necessity for you to understand that your purpose is so much more substantial than you could comprehend, being the fact you came from me. See, Disneyland believes it's the happiest place on the earth, and they were correct. However, well, I don't know, maybe. It depends on your experience that you've had. However, I believe that my womb is the most happiest place on the earth. Why? Because it has shown my children the love that they need in order for them to actually become consistent with their success, knowing that I'm always there, rather than believing I have to always be present to them being successful, if that makes sense. So Disneyland is the second most happiest place on the earth. Ha ha ha. Anyways, that being said, my womb is the first place of happiness, and it should be that way. And that's how women should feel. Women should actually look at their womb as the happiest place on earth. That way they can embark on taking the time to love their children through the process of appreciating what they've been given. The only thing is some individuals, some women have not had the blessing of making the choice of when they actually can cognate or desire a pregnancy. And I understand that and I respect that. But please don't just sit there and give up on the end of you sitting there saying it's my choice. While it is your body, and you do have a choice to your body. That's enough. Hey, behave. They're just acting like little kids. The dogs are acting like little kids, fighting, having fun. Thankfully, they have to be careful because they're dogs and they get a little bit aggressive. However, what was I saying? Your job as a mother, if you so choose that desire, is to realize that while it is your body has been entrusted, and hopefully through your consent, appropriated, aged consent, to be that incubator for that child. that incubator for that embryoid that becomes an embryo, that becomes a infant upon them